Kelly Clarkson has never been one to hold back when it comes to putting her heart and voice on full display, but her latest live rendition of Broken and Beautiful has reminded the world why she continues to stand as one of the most compelling vocalists of her generation. The performance, which has quickly gone viral among fans, critics, and casual music lovers alike, underscores Clarkson's unmatched ability to blend raw emotion with technical brilliance. It's not simply a song, it's a declaration, and Clarkson makes sure every listener feels it. The moment she took the stage, there was an immediate electricity in the air. The opening notes of Broken and Beautiful are tender and introspective, setting the stage for a journey through vulnerability and empowerment. Clarkson stood center stage, a simple spotlight casting her in a glow that contrasted with the darker, subdued background. Unlike the heavily produced spectacle often seen in modern pop performances, this was stripped down, almost intimate, drawing attention solely to her voice. That choice paid off, because as soon as Clarkson opened her mouth, it was clear this performance would be something special. Her tone carried a warmth that immediately captured the audience. The lower register of her voice, often underappreciated, was rich and full as she began the first verse. There was no rush, no need to embellish, just Clarkson allowing the lyrics to breathe. Broken and Beautiful is a song originally tied to the soundtrack of Ugly Dolls, but in her hands on this stage, it transcended its origins. It became a personal mantra, one that spoke to resilience, imperfections, and finding strength in vulnerability. Clarkson's delivery imbued the words with a sense of lived experience, turning what could have been a simple movie tie-in track into a deeply human moment. As the song built toward its first chorus, Clarkson's vocals began to soar. Her phrasing was deliberate, each word carefully weighted to emphasize the balance between fragility and confidence. By the time she reached the chorus, "I don't need your help, and I don't need sympathy," her belt was clear, powerful, and resonant. The audience erupted, and it wasn't simply because she hit the notes flawlessly. It was because of the conviction behind them. Clarkson wasn't just performing the song, she was embodying it. Part of Clarkson's magic lies in her ability to use dynamics as a storytelling tool. She doesn't sing every line with the same intensity. Instead, she moves through shades of softness, vulnerability, defiance, and triumph. Midway through the performance, she leaned into the quieter moments, almost whispering certain lines, as if confiding in the crowd. Then, with impeccable control, she shifted gears into explosive high notes that seemed to shake the very walls of the venue. That balance between intimacy and grandeur is rare, and it's something Clarkson has mastered over 2 decades in the spotlight. The bridge of Broken and Beautiful proved to be the emotional peak. Clarkson closed her eyes, leaned slightly forward into the mic, and let out a sustained note that sent chills through the audience. It wasn't just the technical perfection of her pitch or power, it was the emotional weight packed into every syllable. She sang as though she were speaking to every individual in the room, reminding them that imperfection is not weakness but strength. That sense of inclusivity, of shared humanity, is a hallmark of her artistry. While the vocals took center stage, the arrangement behind her was carefully constructed to support the emotion. A live band provided subtle instrumentation that swelled at just the right moments without overpowering her. Strings lifted the chorus, drums punctuated moments of determination, and soft piano chords threaded through the verses, creating a sonic canvas that allowed Clarkson's voice to shine. There was restraint in the musicianship, which only magnified the impact of her performance. Audience reaction throughout the performance was palpable. Camera shots captured faces in the crowd moved to tears, others mouthing along to the lyrics, and many simply frozen in awe. Clarkson has long been admired for her ability to connect, but this time there was a noticeable intensity to the bond she created. It wasn't about spectacle or choreography, it was about honesty. In an era when so much music is auto-tuned, polished, and packaged, Clarkson's raw delivery was a refreshing reminder of the power of live performance. As the final chorus swelled, Clarkson let her vocals climb higher and higher, layering emotion onto each line. The closing note, long, unbroken, and filled with grit, was met with thunderous applause and a standing ovation. She stepped back from the mic, visibly emotional, and offered a modest smile as if to say, "That's all I have to give, and it's enough." The humility in that moment, juxtaposed with the sheer magnitude of her talent, encapsulated what makes her one of the most beloved figures in music. Critics have been quick to highlight the significance of this particular performance. For some, it represents Clarkson at her peak, an artist fully in control of her voice, her message, and her stage presence. For others, it's a reminder of why she remains relevant in a constantly shifting industry. She doesn't need elaborate gimmicks or trends to make an impact. All she needs is a microphone, a song, and her ability to translate human experience into melody. Thematically, Broken and Beautiful resonates with Clarkson's personal journey. Over the years, she has openly spoken about the challenges of balancing fame, motherhood, personal struggles, and her sense of self. The song's message of embracing imperfection mirrors her own narrative. By performing it live with such conviction, she not only entertains but also inspires. Fans took to social media in droves, sharing clips, praising her vocals, and reflecting on how the performance made them feel less alone in their struggles. That ripple effect is what turns a performance into a cultural moment. For longtime fans, the performance also carried a sense of nostalgia. Clarkson first rose to fame by winning the inaugural season of American Idol, where her powerhouse vocals made her an instant standout. Over the years, she's delivered countless iconic performances, from Since You've Been Gone to her deeply personal ballads like Because of You. Yet even after 2 decades, she continues to surprise with the sheer depth of her artistry. Broken and Beautiful wasn't just another song in her catalog. It was proof that she still has the power to reinvent, to elevate, and to connect. Industry insiders have noted that Clarkson's live performances often serve as reminders of the importance of authenticity in music. While many artists rely heavily on production to compensate for vocal shortcomings, Clarkson thrives in the live setting because her voice requires no enhancements. This performance reaffirms her reputation as one of the best live singers in the business, a title she has earned time and again. As the final echoes of Broken and Beautiful faded and the crowd's applause filled the space, it was clear this was more than just a moment of entertainment. It was an affirmation of resilience, a celebration of imperfection, and a reminder of the healing power of music. Clarkson may have sung about being broken, but in doing so, she revealed the beauty in imperfection and the strength in vulnerability.